Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and it just occurred to me that ZipRecruiter has been sponsoring my podcast, The Way I Heard It, for the last 10 years. Consequently, I've agreed to sing their jingle at the end of this commercial in four-part harmony, all by myself. Why would I do that? Because years ago, when the MicroWorks Foundation was expanding and I was desperate to hire a few uniquely qualified individuals, I posted a job for free on ZipRecruiter, and I found the people I was looking for in less than 24 hours. It's that simple. Ever since, I've been telling my audience that ZipRecruiter got me the most qualified, most interested people. And now I'm telling you. Post a job for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip and watch what happens. That's ziprecruiter.com/zip. And now, here's their official jingle in four-part harmony. Build your team, build it sooner, meet your match at ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Welcome along to the Irish NFL show on the Believe Network. We're building up here this week in Ireland to Saturday, where at the Aviva Stadium at 5 p.m, the TCU Horned Frogs will take on the Tar Heels from North Carolina in the Aer Lingus Classic. But on Friday, Energia Park is where the action is at, because that is where the Global Football Tournament takes place, Global Ireland Football Tournament. And joining me to speak about that is Jacob Flores. Jacob, welcome along.
Thanks for having me on. We're so excited to be in Ireland and bring in American football over here, starting on Friday night and then leading up to the big game Saturday.
Jacob, you're heavily involved with global football, but before we get into that, you've had a fairly prolific college and you've college football career in Dartmouth, and you managed to get yourself to the NFL. So can you tell us a little bit about your own football journey?
Of course, I grew up in Dallas, Texas, so I was a huge Cowboys fan growing up with, dreamed of playing for them. But I took the college route, kind of different than the SEC and Big Ten. I went to the Ivy League, and there's not a lot of guys that make it to the NFL out of there, but that was always my dream. So worked really hard at it, and was fortunate enough to get the call from the Green Bay Packers after I graduated, and played pro ball for about 3 years, but played with a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of guys, future Hall of Famers, Aaron Rodgers, Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews, guys like that. And, we were one game away from the Super Bowl the year I was there. We lost to Matt Ryan when he had his MVP season and when they blew the lead to the Patriots. So it was a great experience. And now I'm a coach, and so I help with global football and particularly offensive line, because I played center. So we specialize in offense and defensive line. And now that's kind of what I do now.
Yeah, and you're selling yourself short there, because while Dartmouth may not be the cream of the crop in terms of college football, they don't let anybody walk into an Ivy League school like that. So obviously you're an academic guy, and it's served you well, in transitioning from football to business. And as you mentioned, you've set up Trench University. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you guys do?
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about Trench University. What we do after I got done playing, I decided to continue giving back to the game, but through teaching and through coaching. So in Texas, we started a private training business for offense and defense linemen. And we quickly became number one in the area for Dallas-Fort Worth. And then we're now the number one in Texas. And one cool thing we were able to do this week is we were able to do a camp. And we had a lot of players from the Irish national team come down from all over the country, and we did it at Trinity College. So it's really cool being able to take the level of coaching in the NFL is on a different level than college and way different than high school. So I was able to take a lot of that I got in the NFL, and now we're giving it to kids in high school. We coach college guys. We coach guys for the combine. I coach 4-year-olds. I know you said you have young kids. I have young kids too. So, and we coach internationally now too. So it's been a lot of fun getting to grow the position through our business, Trench University.
And with global football, as you mentioned, you were in Trinity College last Sunday. You probably got, that was a free coaching clinic for any Irish people who wanted to come down and experience. I think there was a bit of a kicking clinic, and as you mentioned, you did a bit of line coaching. you probably saw a few rugby players show up. I'd imagine. You know, how transferable was the skill sets that you were seeing on Sunday into the intricacies of offensive and defensive line play?
I think being in Ireland, I've seen how important sports is to this country. And I think you have a lot of people here that are just athletes, just in general. And just like you would attack rugby from a technical standpoint and tackling and formations and passing the ball and stuff like that, offensive line's similar. So I saw that same approach from a lot of the younger Irish guys that came out, some of the older guys too. They really wanted to know the high level details of offense and defensive line, and that's kind of what we specialize in. So it's good as a coach when the students are taking the feedback and implementing it. The worst thing you want to see as a coach in any sport is you give feedback and then they continue to make the same mistake. We did not see that this past weekend with our Irish athletes. So that's how I know this country loves sports.
So we're a coachable people.
Coachable.
Any budding stars? Anyone there that passed your eye that we can expect to see in the NFL in the next 5 to 10 years?
I would love to see an Irish player make it all the way to the NFL. I think you're seeing a lot of guys now go over and do like their senior year in high school. So we get a lot of European players now in Texas and over across over there, and then you even see them in college. So I played with a couple international guys, and a few of them have made it to the pros. It's just the NFL is hard. It stands for not for long. So I would love to see someone make it all the way, especially more international players.
Yeah, we're talking so much about kickers. We've had kickers do us proud in the last couple of years in getting to the league, in the likes of Charlie Smith. It'd be so cool to see a lineman from a rugby background. We've seen Jordan Mailata break through there from Australia. So a lot of good prop forwards here in Ireland. You never know where the next star might come from. So the Global Ireland Football Tournament takes place on Friday at Energy Park, as we mentioned. Ambassador Christian School from North Carolina, Grapevine Faith of Texas. How does that come about? Can you tell us a little bit about the background of global football?
Yeah, so global football started about 30 years ago. It was started by our founder, Patrick Steenberge. And his dream was to take football to every country around the world and to every continent. So he's now run and played games in 29 countries, 6 continents, and there's only one continent they haven't touched, which is Antarctica. And I think he's got ideas to even go there at some point. But the idea was to take the game of football, which 30 years ago the NFL wasn't even thinking about this, and grow it across the globe. So I would say some of the highlights obviously come in and played every year. In the gift tournament is a highlight, but they also have done games to Africa where they climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. They did the first game ever there. They just took University of Penn, another Ivy League school, to China. They play all over the world. So what they were thinking with this game is about a decade ago when Notre Dame came over to play, they said, "Hey, what if we brought a lot of teams from the area and brought them here?" And so that's how this tournament started. It's just continued to grow over the years. So what's really cool about this year is having a team. Grapevine Faith is about 20 minutes from TCU, so a lot of TCU fans on that team. And then you have Ambassador Christian, which is in North Carolina, so a lot of those guys are representing the state. So we've got a high school matchup with the two states, and then we've got a college matchup the next day with the two states.
I was going to say it ties in so well to the College Classic. You're going to have so many football fans around, be that American or Irish. So it's a real celebration of American football in Dublin this week, and the excitement is building up. It's not just contact football. You've got some flag football going on and some hockey as well. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the game of flag football has really grown because what has made it more accessible is you don't have to have pads. You don't have to have helmets, right? All you need is a field, some flags, some cleats, and you're able to play, and you don't need 11 guys on each side. So that's kind of what has grown the game. It's made it more accessible for women as well. So I know that's grown a ton in Texas. But the idea is to celebrate football in all its forms, and so flag, I would say, is one of those. But it's going to be a great day. I think you're just going to, if you love American football, you're going to love coming to the game on Friday and seeing a high level of football. I mean, even the high school kids, like there's kids on each team that have offers from each school. Like Grapevine Faith has a kid that has an offer from TCU who might be playing in this game one day. Ambassador Christian is loaded with talent with a bunch of D1 offers. So these are guys that have the potential to play on Sundays one day. And I think you've seen that in the past, that a lot of the alumni from the gift have gone on to play in the NFL.
Jacob, it sounds like a real exciting event, and tickets are available. I presume tickets are available through the website globalfootball.com. More ticket information is available there anyway. A real reasonable event, and as I said, a celebration of American football. So great to have you on. And I mentioned before we came on, you're from Arlington, Texas, Jacob. So if you're looking for a home away from home on Saturday, you can catch us at the Arlington Hotel on Saturday morning, where we'll be building up to the Aer Lingus Classic, and we'll be doing our NFL season preview as well. So from all of us here at the Irish NFL Show, we look forward to a wonderful weekend of football. Jacob, all the best for the week, and thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on. Let's go celebrate American football this weekend and hope for a good game.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and it just occurred to me that ZipRecruiter has been sponsoring my podcast, The Way I Heard It, for the last 10 years. Consequently, I've agreed to sing their jingle at the end of this commercial in 4-part harmony, all by myself. Why would I do that? Because years ago, when the MicroWorks Foundation was expanding and I was desperate to hire a few uniquely qualified individuals, I posted a job for free on ZipRecruiter, and I found the people I was looking for in less than 24 hours. It's that simple. Ever since, I've been telling my audience that ZipRecruiter got me the most qualified, most interested people. And now I'm telling you. Post a job for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip and watch what happens. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. And now, here's their official jingle in 4-part harmony.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match at ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.